Okay, the stats are back, and I saw that there was an increase of a certain value that I didn't expect, and yeah, what should I say? To be honest, today I come even less prepared than usual, because today I'm just a jack, you know, and how should I put it? This will be a little bit jacky. Okay, so yeah, what is there to say? This one guy wasn't really able to answer, like basic yes or no question, and overwhelmed him. I mean, he's got family and stuff, but it's quite weird. You know, I wonder if some people use this as excuse in order to, I wish I could, I would, I should, but my family is in my way. How about some personal accountability for once? And not just that, it's also, I don't know, it's just a dick move in general. How should I put it? Get your life back together, man. I mean, for some people, it's just, getting up, smoking, and going to sleep. And I don't know, man. This is just fucking lame, you know. And this comes from the guy who was like always pro drugs, but in perspective to what I'm now seeing, yeah, that puts on a different tone. But besides that, I was talking with another friend, quite good convos. I managed to fuck up my Maschine MK3, stuff that they don't tell you, allegedly to GPT. This boils back down to all the sayings that I had before in regards to when you have the choice between no information or information that could be valid, you probably chose the last one. In this kind of case, I also did the same. As it turns out, if you have like Maschine MK version 2 running, you know, and how should I put this? It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 3 from the hardware level, but software-wise, if you have allegedly 2 and 3, and you're trying to browse the access the browser and index and whatnot, then issues might occur where the database might be stuck because of indexing. This means basically, how should I put it? No access is granted to one database, but access is granted to the other one. This might mean crashes and freezes. Crashes. Quite nice mixture. I like this. I should keep this up. Crashes. It also sounds fresh, you know, but it has nothing to do with it. It freezes and crashes. And because of this, I was sort of forced to deinstall all the old crap, which might be in the way, but it has been 15 years, you know. We're talking a little bit of, how should I put this? It has been, 15 years, that's like a little bit, that's almost half my life, so to say. To be fair, I purchased the hardware a little bit later, and to be also fair, it has been a while, and it was Make 1, and there was some support going around, but not making it legacy, open source, whatever, for everyone else to tinker. It's just a big fuck you. Makes you, how should I put this, enjoy user discomfort. And yeah, that is the main issue. But the database kind of freezing, I think between two states of version 2 and version 3, and version 3 somewhat, first it was 2, to be honest, you know. Then I migrated somewhat to 3. I don't know if this counts, but opening 3. Then with JVD I resetted everything to clear out the database, which is of course proprietary, because why wouldn't it be? Otherwise you could check what's going on because of their proprietary technology, blah blah blah. I mean, you know, first I choose a proprietary solution, then I wonder about the results of the proprietary solution. So yeah, and then there's the question of how proprietary things have to be lucrative, and that is one thing. And the other thing is, yeah, there is no hardware 4 out if you think about it. You know, the version 3 came out in 2017 if I'm not mistaken, version 1 in 2009, version 2 I think hardware wise, you know, MK2 in 2012 or 13, 3 or 4 years later. And basically this means that how should I put it? Yeah, that there is no version 4 out hardware wise, but in 6 years the 15 years are somewhat reached. And the funny thing is, by choosing this newer hardware and software platform, I somewhat also agree to the business terms, so yeah, sure, but also in regards to making this e-waste in approximately maybe less than 4 years. Hopefully not. Wish me luck that this shit won't happen. But in the meantime, it would be quite nice if I could use this piece of hardware. Besides the technical viewpoint, from a software perspective, not just that, I got a bigger library than ever, and dare I say my computer could handle the task. But what pisses me off a little bit, to be honest, MK1 had like the monochromatic basic pitch display. I had no problems with that. It was a little bit low res and clunky and cheap at the time. But here's the thing, it came with how should I put it? Just USB 2, and that was it. Now with the newer version, you need USB 2. I think, what is it? 12 or 15 volts with 1.2 ampere. So it also needs a little bit of, what is it? Power to use and data power. So it needs like 2 streams, and this makes things, logistically speaking, 50% less efficient when you have to run around with the fucking charger. You know, otherwise no use to it, you can't charge it. And then I wondered if there is a MK4 coming out, will this be with, I don't know, power delivery and whatnot? But are the Windows users then fucked? Because USB-C, power delivery, or what is it, Thunderbolt, USB 4.2 or what, or Thunderbolt 5, not being regulated, and USB-A somewhat being prominent. I think this is where you gotta hand it to Apple in regards to fuck it, when they said 10 years ago, just USB-C and fuck off, in regards to the MacBook, you know. And yeah, all the other PC and laptop manufacturers and whatnot still, you know, USB will become the same sickness, legacy sickness, USB-A, as IPv4. So no one wants to put in the effort, and everyone wants to reap the result. But yeah, same rules apply, and we will still have USB-A in approximately 50 to 100 years. And yeah, no one will be the wiser. And dare I say it, the USB-A port is hitting certain limits in regards to specs and benchmarks and performance and whatnot. So it's getting a little bit redonkulous, if we're being honest here, as to when does this hardware-sided spec die out? When will it really die out? Please tell me, because this would be quite interesting to know, as in the current state I don't see a real death of this USB-A slot. And this fucking sucks, man. I just want USB-C everywhere, and fuck off, and everything should be either USB 4.2 or Thunderbolt, or both cross compatibility. How about that shit? And how about the European government like giving a fucking regards to like I said before, just some fucking modern cross compatibility. The European government forcing this kind of shit would be nice. So there's also that, and then I don't know. Yeah, this is basically everything. And these are the issues at hand with an MK4 with a cheap price, a high resolution display, and being like an opponent to all the other, what is it, samplers and DAWs. Also, funny thing is, the manual of MK3 has like 1,000 pages. The manual of Max also has 1,000 pages. And I do wonder, is this because the Native Instruments one is basically just blah 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 text picture site, you know? Are they like, did they try to reach a high manual site count so it looks like it's a versatile product? Or yeah, because if you do like an apples to bananas comparison, is Max a little bit more versatile? Dare I say probably yes. But on the other hand, the other one focuses on linear workflows, which is also not bad, which I kind of came from, and it's like a guilty pleasure of mine, but I somewhat go back to this. Which doesn't mean I leave this sort of platform workflow whatsoever, but it would be nice to have like both approaches. Not just that, also the TI2 desktop virus whatever integration thing. I didn't know this is so. It just fucking annoys me, you know. The total integration software part. You think about this fucking shit for a moment. You buy the hardware just so you need to buy software, because the software is outdated and old and shitty apparently, so you can run it as a fucking VST. The function of the hardware is that it's a software VST. This is where we say why, you know, because of the integrated workflow. Shut the fuck up, man.